that craziness. If you thought that these things just happen organically, I think I'm afraid, actually, that you'd be greatly mistaken. My producer found a video distributed by the World Economic Forum that has 8 predictions for the world in 2030. Here are just a few, right? You will own nothing and be happy. How about that? Whatever you want, you'll rent, and it will be delivered by drone. And the U.S. won't be the world's superpower anymore. A handful of countries will dominate. And how about this? You'll eat much less meat, and when you do, it's going to be a treat as you curtail the your proteins for the good of the climate. They get a little bit more ridiculous from there, ending with a pledge to destroy Western values. I kid you not. And trust me, when you watch the video, a digital currency in 15-minute cities, they don't seem really that far off. The kicker is that this was quietly published in 2018, 5 years ago, right? We've only got 7 years left, apparently, before the WEF destroys the world. Now, my next guest is either clenching his fists or rolling his eyes or maybe doing both. Please welcome to the show, Mike Lee. But, Mike, when we uncovered this and then finally, after we watched it, found out it was 2018, it kind of really scared us a little bit because this is clown world kookiness 3.0.
Yeah, Scott, it is like, it's just call it what it is. It's communism, right? They're treating people as subjects, not citizens, right? It's like we are citizens of the United States. We are not global citizens, all right? And we have a say is what happens going forward. And it's like the march to the left, the continual march of the left and the movement of the Overton window, it doesn't stop. And it feels like it's accelerating with every single day with the more ridiculousness. And so it's every time they try to push something that's outlandish, they don't respond by taking it back a little bit. They try to go further and further and further and call you the crazy one for realizing, like, no, I actually don't want to eat bugs, right? Do you?
Right. No, I mean, right. Exactly. Maybe that'd be good for me. Who knows? But, you know, my enlightenment came when we were talking about the border a long time when Trump was trying to build it, right? And we had a little debate with somebody, but they taught me that our leaders, not Trump per se, but they don't like borders. They want no borders, especially this one now. And I thought, well, that's going to screw up everything because we've got all these immigrants and how are we going to pay for everything? And they're saying, no. See, there are those on the left that look at borders as a gate to stop their power from growing. Right? They're looking at expanding, and the border stops that from happening. That's their mentality, not us, where we'd almost be, say, labeled isolationist, but we're just trying to have our own country, pay for it, and keep people safe, right? I thought that was a good idea. But no, the reason why they don't like borders is because that constricts the length of their power and how far it can expand. I thought that was pretty crazy then, but now I don't think it's that crazy anymore.
No, look, it's one world government, central bank digital currencies. It's all about centralized power and control. So you know, there's no real reason to believe that eating meat somehow changes the weather. Okay, and to suggest otherwise is another one of these tools of absurdity and these things that we're forced to believe. And look, you got a lot of nice people on the left that just think, oh, well, I want better weather. Oh, well, I care about the earth. Oh, so if eating less meat makes it better, well, you know, I probably eat too much red meat and it's bad for my cholesterol. Yeah. So this all works out. But the problem is you have to call this nonsense for what it is, and this march towards communism. And if you look at like the United Nations and their goals about equity and social justice, it's like the UN was created to fight communism, and now it's a tool of communism. And part of that is the Chinese Communist Party influencing every major global organization, as well as, you know, our other friends like Bill Gates, who think there's too many people on Earth, and having all these individuals with their own opinions is just an impediment to more power for him. So, you know, we laugh at this stuff, but this is scary. They're pushing it. They want to put these farms out of business. They want to lower the standard of life so that you literally only have haves and have-nots. You have a ruling class of elites and everyone that has to live off what they say and can do. And with the government controls every aspect of your life. I'm sorry, I did not sign up for this. I don't know very many people in America that did, and it's important to push back in any way, shape, or form we can.
Exactly right. So go back to this, the pizza stoves, right? Those wood-fired coal pizza stoves. One stove would take 864 years to do the same emissions as John Kerry's plane from New York to L.A. That's the craziness to me. Story out this morning about the cruise line, Carnival Cruise Lines. Their 63 ships emit more than all the cars and combustion engines in Europe combined, right? I mean, why are we going towards the everyday man's enjoyment instead of really getting rid of the stuff that could really make a difference, right? That's the part I don't understand. That's when you come in and you're right, exactly right. It's communism. They want to squash the little guy so that they can do whatever they want. Last word to you. We have about 20 seconds.
Scott, look, there's a massive push to solar where I live in Florida and all these renewables. Well, the fact of the matter is it costs about 15 times to produce a third of the amount of energy with solar. So
it's ridiculous.
This is a Republican state where lots of lobbyists and lawmakers have aligned themselves with the people pushing the solar. So look, there's people lining their pockets all the way down to our demise, and it's important to call nonsense, fight back wherever we can.
All right, man. I love having you on. Appreciate your content. Always great stuff. Love you on all the other stuff you do too. Thank you very much. Mike Lee coming.